I'm J.B. McCuskey, candidate for Attorney General. I've been a mountaineer my whole life, and we know mountaineers are always free. But that freedom is under attack. Woke activists want to defund our police, strip away our rights, and destroy our way of life. As West Virginia's Attorney General, I won't let that happen. I'll back the blue, defend the Second Amendment, and protect our right to frack, mine, farm, and timber. I'm J.B. McCuskey. As Attorney General, I'll fight for West Virginia. I'll hold politicians accountable, end federal overreach, and crush the woke mob. I'm J.B. McCuskey. Woke activists mistreat and look down on us, but as your Attorney General, I'll fight for West Virginia values and keep the Mountain State free.
Paid for by J.B. McCuskey for West Virginia Attorney General, P.O. Box 11359, Charleston, West Virginia 25361.
Tom Willis is the only Senate candidate in District 15 with a conservative plan to put America first. He's committed to securing our borders, defending our constitutional rights, and cutting taxes while eliminating wasteful spending. Tom Willis will be a strong leader who will stand against woke policies in West Virginia. It's time to support a candidate who stands with President Trump to keep America on the right track. Vote for Tom Willis on Tuesday, May 14th, and let's keep America first. Paid for by Stand For Us PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. StandForUs.com.
I served 40 years protecting America, and I deployed from the Middle East to Africa. I never thought I'd see our own homeland invaded. Joe Biden opened our borders to Mexican cartels, Chinese fentanyl, and illegals from all over. We're supposed to be a superpower, and we can't stop an invasion on our own soil? Send a war fighter to Congress. I'll stand with President Trump to finish this wall and take our country back. I'm Chris Walker, and I approve this message.
West Virginia, you have an opportunity to elect the most pro-gun governor in the nation. Patrick Morrisey is a tried and true proponent of our right to keep and bear arms. During his time as Attorney General, Patrick Morrisey has expanded concealed carry reciprocity agreements with other states. He also led a coalition of states and their lawsuit against the ATF's unconstitutional pistol brace rule. Patrick Morrisey even took the Obama administration to the Supreme Court over their attacks on gun owners and the Second Amendment. That's why Gun Owners of America is proud to endorse 2A defender Patrick Morrisey for West Virginia governor. Get out and vote to protect the 2A. Vote Patrick Morrisey for governor. Gun Owners of America paid for and is responsible for the contents of this message.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
I am Dr. Joseph DeSoto, a lifetime religious conservative, physician, and veteran running for the 91st Delegate District. I am pro-life, anti-woke, pro-gun, and anti-tax. For the past 30 years, I have written in this community over 200 conservative articles standing up against the woke agenda and for our values, and have not taken a penny from special interests. I will continue to fight for you and follow the teachings of the Bible, paid for by Conservatives for a Better America.
I'm Senator Mike Stewart, the former United States Attorney, and I'm running for Attorney General. I loved working for President Trump. As President Trump's personal pick for United States Attorney, I prosecuted 2 members of the Supreme Court, directed the biggest drug raids in state history, and took enough fentanyl off the streets to kill more than 40 million people. My solution to prison overcrowding? Build another prison. Drug dealers and cop killers? The death penalty should be on the table. My opponent's record? Soft. Never been a prosecutor, never been on the front lines or back lines of the opiate crisis, sponsored a liberal bill to expunge felonies, and voted 4 times against the Second Amendment and your right to self-defense. We need tougher, not softer. It's time for a tough-like Trump conservative who'll fight to close the border and protect your family as Attorney General. I'm Mike Stewart, and I'm asking for your vote.
Mike Stewart, a strong conservative leader for Attorney General. Go to MakeWVGreat.com to find out more. Paid for by Mike for WV Committee.
Trump's plan to stop woke gender ideology from poisoning our kids?
We'll investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks that participate in sex transitions of minor children.
And Big Pharma's lobbyists should be held accountable too, like Pat Morrissey. As a D.C. lobbyist, Morrissey helped steer taxpayer funds to a gender transition clinic for children and got rich lobbying for a drug company peddling puberty blockers. Morrissey's family still owns the D.C. firm that lobbies for a child transition provider with a clinic in West Virginia. Pro-trans liberal lobbyist. That's Pat Morrissey. The pro-Trump conservative businessman, Chris Miller. Miller supports Trump's plan to protect our kids.
As the father of an 11-year-old girl, you're darn right. I don't want her sharing a locker room with biological males. Woke doctors are literally practicing mutilation, not medicine, and they should be in prison. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll sign that law as governor.
Paid for by Miller for Governor.
Violent crime is on the rise in cities and rural communities all across America. Police are minutes away when seconds count. Instead of wanting you to defend yourself and your loved ones, the anti-gun left wants to confiscate your guns and leave you completely defenseless. GOA Victory Fund is proud to endorse Alex Mooney for the United States Senate. Alex Mooney is a proven leader who does whatever it takes to protect our rights. Alex has taken on the anti-gun left, defended veterans' 2A rights, fought to protect the shooting sports, and has an A+ rating from the Gun Owners of America. We need 2A champions to defend our rights from the anti-gun left. Vote Alex Mooney for United States Senate. He's the gun owner's choice. Learn more about Alex Mooney at goavictoryfund.org. Gun Owners of America Victory Fund paid for and is responsible for the contents of this message.
Principled, proven, local. Republican Wayne Clark has a record of supporting policies important to Jefferson County. Delegate Clark is endorsed by West Virginians for Life, West Virginia Citizens Defense League, West Virginia's oil and gas industry, West Virginia's coal industry, West Virginia Farm Bureau, and many more. Wayne Clark has consistently supported our state's fossil fuel industry and America's energy independence. Vote to re-elect Republican Wayne Clark for the House of Delegates.
Paid for by Clark for WV.
I'm Eric Householder, and I'm running for state auditor because it's time to end fraud and corruption in West Virginia. My record shows I will stand up and fight for taxpayers. I've led the way to historic tax reform, smaller government, defending the Second Amendment, protecting the right to life, and providing school choice to West Virginians. Taxpayers deserve a government that works for them, not red tape and corruption. I have a message for those who steal from the taxpayer. West Virginia has had enough. I'm Eric Householder. I'm running for state auditor, and I would appreciate your vote.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Alex Mooney is from Maryland, and he votes like it. In Congress, Maryland Mooney voted against giving our troops a pay raise, and he opposed providing wounded veterans with better health care. It gets worse. Maryland Mooney wanted to give illegal immigrants driver's licenses and taxpayer-funded college tuition discounts. And he voted against Trump's wall, stiffing veterans to give taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. Maryland Mooney doesn't share our West Virginia values. Big Jim Justice is the best governor West Virginia's ever had. Big Jim is a strong conservative on protecting life and defending our Second Amendment. And he delivered the biggest tax cuts in West Virginia history. Endorsed by President Trump, Jim Justice will fight to finish the wall and secure our border. Big Jim is one of us, and he fights for us.
I'm Jim Justice, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jim Justice for U.S. Senate.
Hi, this is Roger Hanshaw, Speaker of the West Virginia House of Delegates, encouraging everyone in Berkeley County to vote for Pam Brush for House of Delegates. Pam is dedicated to improving Berkeley County and being a voice for West Virginia's Eastern Panhandle in our state legislature. In a time with tremendous opportunity like we have today, it's important that we send leaders like Pam Brush to the House of Delegates to be the right voice for Berkeley County. Remember to vote for Pam Brush to send a strong champion for Berkeley County and House District 97 to Charleston.
Paid for by Mountain View Majority Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Play one more game between these two schools as Jefferson beat Washington in this double elimination tournament earlier, 8-3. Washington pulled out a 2-0 win over Hampshire to get to this point. I'm Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Kyle McLaughlin. Trip Tobin is our color analyst that will be arriving here shortly, and Dylan Bishop is back in the studio. Our pregame show is brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Jefferson, winners of this first matchup to get to this point, as I mentioned, 8-3, 23-11 on the season. Washington beating Hampshire 2-0 the other night to get to this point, 16-16 on the year. We already know that the winner of this section will play Martinsburg for the Region 2 title, as the Bulldogs punched their ticket last night in walk-off fashion, beating Hedgesville 3-2 on a walk-off squeeze bunt from Braden Oviedo, scoring Keegan Everhart to win the game for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs, where we expected them to be, but they'll wait the game, or the winner of this game, for the regional title. Washington 16-16. They're the number 1 seed, though, here in Region 2. Jefferson 23-11, the 2 seed here in the region. But with head coach John Lowry Sr. in that program, you never know how far they can go. We will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get into the coaches' interviews. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
West Virginia, you have an opportunity to elect the most pro-gun governor in the nation. Patrick Morrissey is a tried and true proponent of our right to keep and bear arms. During his time as Attorney General, Patrick Morrissey has expanded concealed carry reciprocity agreements. West Virginia, you have an opportunity to elect the most pro-gun governor in the nation. Patrick Morrissey is a tried and true proponent of our right to keep and bear arms.
Hi, this is Roger Hanshaw, Speaker of the West Virginia House of Delegates, encouraging everyone in Berkeley County to vote for Pam Brush for House of Delegates. Pam is dedicated to improving Berkeley County and being a voice for West Virginia's Eastern Panhandle in our state legislature. In a time with tremendous opportunity like we have today, it's important that we send leaders like Pam Brush to the House of Delegates to be the right voice for Berkeley County. Remember to vote for Pam Brush to send a strong champion for Berkeley County and House District 97 to Charleston.
Paid for by Mountaineer Majority Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more. Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more.
Yeah, uh-oh.
5 seconds. Back here to Washington High School as we get you set for Jefferson and Washington High School baseball action. We'll get into our coaches' interviews. Brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road. And online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons will start with Coach Earl of the Washington Patriots and then hear from Jefferson head coach John Lowry Sr. Coach Earl of the Washington Patriots. Coach, your team taking on Jefferson today. You guys lost game one against them, 8-3. Were some things you took away from that game that you need to do better today to get a win?
Well, I think we just need to hit the ball a little better. We put the ball in play, but most of the time it was on the ground towards somebody. So if we find some holes today, we'll have some success.
And earlier in the year, I was talking to Coach Sassano, and he talked about the team's confidence this season and knowing that you can compete with these guys after some tough losses over the last few years. So just how important do you feel like the team's confidence will be, especially with the losing streak that you have been on against the majority of the teams except for Hampshire the other day?
Yeah, well, there's no doubt they've owned this section for quite a long time. But these boys are confident. They know they can beat them. We beat them at our field earlier in this year, and they have confidence. They're ready to go. They're ready to play tonight.
And then for your team, Jefferson, obviously, like you said, they kind of ran the section. What do you think it's going to take to get this win and then get the next one to win the section this year?
Well, solid defense and hitting the ball. Baseball's a pretty simple game. Catch, throw, hit. If we do that, we'll be all right.
Okay, any other thoughts?
No, we're ready to play.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Here's Coach John Lowry of the Jefferson Cougars. Coach, able to get the win over Washington last time out to get you to this point. What were some things you liked from the team in that game?
Well, we're ready to play. I think everybody knows what's at stake at this point in the season, and the kids were motivated, came out and played hard, and we were able to score some runs early, and we had good pitching and defense, and just played a good game, and we're hopeful that that can carry over again to today. We have a lot of respect for Washington, and we know they, very, very good team, and you have to play well if you want to have an opportunity to beat them.
This team showed a lot of growth so far this season. At one point, it maybe didn't look like you would be in the spot to have the 2 games to win one advantage, but you are still there and still in a familiar territory. So what do you think has really changed about this team throughout the year?
Well, early in the year, I think we're like a lot of teams. We're trying to figure out what our parts are and how to fit them together so that we can play most efficiently. And I think we've done that. We've had some young kids that have gotten their feet on the ground now, and they're playing with some confidence. And we've done well off and on all year. We've had our moments, we've had our good moments, we've had our bad moments. I think like a lot of teams, they say you are what your record is. I think it was Bill Parcells that says that, and we've kind of lived by that standard. During the season, when we were at a certain point, we were what we were, and we were trying to get better. And I think that's an ongoing process. And as the tournament goes on, we want to see if we can even improve even more. We were fortunate enough to get all 32 of our games in. We played 2 in the tournament. 34 games in. Hopefully, we've been able to establish a level of consistency that will carry over into today's game.
What do you think you guys need to do today to get the win?
Well, again, it's what we've been doing. We need to pitch well. We need to throw strikes. When the ball's hit, we need to be able to get outs. I know that I was listening to the game last night with Hedgesville and Martinsburg, and Tripp constantly referenced the free base game, and that's true. It is a free base game. You try to get to free bases, and you try to eliminate the other team getting to free bases. You try to eliminate them having the 4 and 5 out innings. You want to get outs on balls that are hit, and just be consistent.
Coach, you mentioned it. Martinsburg already advancing there to the sectional championship. Obviously, you got to take care of business here today, but just your thoughts on how the postseason's gone so far for your team and for the teams in the section and the region.
Well, I think it was very competitive up there. You saw a number of one-run games, and one-run games, you never know which play might make the difference. And a 9-inning game, a game that goes to the bottom of the 7th last night, 2 games in Musselman and Hedgesville that were one-run games. They were exciting to watch from when we got home. But obviously, we got to give our attention here. But I've been very competitive. If you look, obviously Martinsburg's record is above everybody else's record, but back and it's pretty even from that point on, and I think that shows the level of competition that her has been in the Panhandle this year, and we'll obviously whoever comes out of here, hopefully can be competitive with the Bulldogs.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you to both teams' head coaches. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will give you first pitch, starting lineups, and continue to break down this matchup. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Jefferson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Tom Willis is the only Senate candidate in District 15 with a conservative plan to put America first. He's committed to securing our borders, defending our constitutional rights, and cutting taxes while eliminating wasteful spending. Tom Willis will be a strong leader who will stand against woke policies in West Virginia. It's time to support a candidate who stands with President Trump to keep America on the right track. Vote for Tom Willis on Tuesday, May 14th, and let's keep America first. Paid for by Stand For Us PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. StandForUs.com.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you're having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
We don't have the biggest cities, the tallest skyscrapers, or the best boarding schools. We've got the best people and a way of life that's almost heaven. Faith in God, respect for the sanctity of life, pride in America. We're not a racist country, we're the greatest country. In big cities full of snobs who mock West Virginia, those values are almost extinct. But this is almost heaven. I'm Chris Miller, and I'll keep it that way as governor.
More Capito has a clear immigration plan.
Law enforcement will deport illegals, and fentanyl dealers will face life in prison.
A clear plan on taxes.
As governor, I'll cut the state income tax completely, and it will attract more companies and more jobs to West Virginia.
And More Capito wrote the bill banning puberty blockers for children, while Morrissey got rich lobbying for the puberty blocker companies. More Capito has a few words for Morrissey.
California's that way.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, a farmer, a Marine, and currently your Commissioner of Agriculture. I've been so honored to be the Commissioner of Agriculture during the time when we were seeing agriculture grow in the state of West Virginia. In fact, during my administration, we have seen 1,000 more producers come into the fold. We've done so much for the state of West Virginia and agriculture. We want to continue to build on what we've already accomplished. I'm Kent Leonhardt, currently your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I want to stay there.
Welcome you back here to Washington High School as Washington taking on Jefferson here in the sectional tournament. And winner, if Jefferson were to win today, then they advance to the regional title to take on Martinsburg. If Washington wins, then they'll play one more game with winner take all. Nick Verzolino alongside me, Trip Tobin. Trip, just your thoughts on this matchup heading into today.
Well, Washington's got their backs against the wall. They're young as well. As Jefferson, they're young, sophomores, freshmen up and down the lineup. Washington with a freshman on shortstop, and youngsters out in the field. So to look at this matchup, before we look at that real quick, just look at the future down the road and what we're going to see. This year or the end of this year and next year. As far as Jefferson goes, they're a kind of team that just comes. They just want to take care of business, much like Martinsburg. They want to be 1-0 today. They're going to be smart with their approach to the plate. They're going to force you to throw strikes. They're not going to give you a lot of outs at the plate. Their approach at the plate is second to none, and it has and one of the reasons why iron sharpens iron. And when you look at the Jefferson County program, there's a lot to be learned from it. If you're another program, and you see a lot of people trying to mimic what Jefferson does at the plate and then how they approach the game. So great job with him. They're going to come in and try to take care of business. Washington, they're going to have to get up on Jefferson and keep that momentum going and keep their emotions in check if they can get up and just try to stay the course at this point. Cooper Schillenberg on the mound gives them an opportunity, but Jefferson's probably going to lay down some bunts and a few things. So look for Jefferson to run and create some havoc, and Washington's going to have to hang with them here and survive and play for another day best they can.
Our first pitch is brought to you by the Murius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, or call 304-263-4343. We'll give you the starting lineups. Brought to you by Tris Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Tris Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at trisfloorsanding.com. We'll start with Jefferson. Leading off will be Dominguez, followed by Morgan, Guerra, Danner, Sager, Roberts, Smith, Vickers, and Hefner. For Washington, the lineup is Dupree, Lopez, Smith, Schillenberg, Brady, Jameson Earl, McCarthy, Poltar, and DeWater. Dominguez will lead things off and play shortstop here today. First pitch is a called strike one. Washington in the white jerseys with the red numbers and red letters across the chest. The blue pants and the white hat, the W logo as the throw to first on the ground ball hit towards second is in time for the first out. And the blue bill.
Washington in the red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
they look pretty patriotic out there. I think it's vest with, I can't tell if it's a vest or if it's just a uniform that appears to look like a vest. I think it's a vest with an undershirt from what I can tell by looking at Michael Poltar here.
Yeah, it does
right
look
in front
like
of
that.
us. So good-looking uniforms.
And then Jefferson in their classic maroon, yellow, goldish color. And then the gray pants with the stripe down the side.
Gold, mustard.
Yeah.
They're just old school block letters.
Low in the dirt for a ball.
Getting the leadoff man there is big, just like we talked about every broadcast up to this point. You don't want to get the leadoff man on. Want to make him hit, try to throw to contact, make your defense work. Riley Morgan up now, one of the best hitters on this team as of late.
Morgan takes that one a little bit low for a ball, so he gets ahead, 3 balls and a strike.
Morgan,
1 out here in the inning.
Morgan recovered, it looks like, completely from that arm surgery.
The 3-1 pitch here is a called strike too. Yeah, we're going to see Cohen Rutherford on the mound for Jefferson here today, but Morgan certainly gives them a good option as well at times this year, and having him back fully healthy has been good as he hits this one on the ground towards short and throw to first in time from Hugh to Smith for the second out. So back-to-back ground outs to begin things, and we'll see Guerra.
Yeah, Surf Guerra coming in, freshman. We just seen that ground ball hit by senior Riley Morgan, one of the senior leaders on here, certainly one of the better pitchers on the pitching staff, if not the ace. And but you've seen the senior ground out to one of Washington's freshmen.
Guerra takes the first one for a call and strike one. Cooper Schillenberg doing the pitching. Michael Poltar behind the plate. Starting battery is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. On the Jefferson side, it will be Rutherford and then Smith doing the catching here tonight as a 1-1 count. 2 down here in the top half of the first between Jefferson and Washington. The next pitch is a called strike to Guerra. serve. Guerra, the freshman and hitting in the 3-hole, certainly has played to expectations, I guess you could say, after his tremendous Little League career. As he sends this one up the middle, going to be a tough play. And Hugh can't get to it. It's past his glove, and then it's under the glove of Dupree, but it might not have been in time anyway, as Guerra was hustling up that line on a slow roller, hit up the middle for a single.
Yeah, I guess you got to give him a single there. It went right by the pitcher there. Trace Huff came across. I think if he gloves it, he's got a shot. You know, Guerra known more for his power hitting than his speed on the bases. But freshman rolls the ball over the other freshman's glove there. Trace Huff at short.
This pitch is fouled away by Alex Danner.
Condolences to the Danner family. Alex lost his grandfather earlier this week, I think on Wednesday or Thursday, and kind of unexpected. So Alex going through a few things there.
Danner takes this one inside for a ball.
So all of us here at WRNR and Post 14 and us around the area here, hearts are with the Danner family.
This one's low for a ball. Yeah, definitely. Obviously tough to lose a grandparent, but good to see him able to play here today. And Alex is another one of those young guys that's played well all season for Jefferson, as he'll foul this one away. And you saw him on the Junior Hornets last year and played extremely well for them as well, Trip.
Yeah, he's a it's a rarity. Had been a rarity for the most part to see underclassmen on this varsity team, but we've seen he's only a sophomore. We talk about some of the freshmen, but he's just a sophomore.
The 2-2 pitch is poked foul.
Poltar spent some time on that junior team with him, so his familiarity there a little bit as far as that goes. Might have a little advantage on where to pitch him, but there's not a lot of weak spots in Danner's swing. You can't attack his weakness much. He protects the outside, hands are quick on the inside, stays back on the off-speed stuff, so he's a tough out.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and Schellenberg's pitch is fouled down the first base line. I would imagine there's a lot of just familiarity in general with these teams because of the fact that they're all in Jefferson County, obviously, and Jefferson used to just be one high school. So
a lot of Summit Point leaguers here, a lot of kids through the Jefferson County Little League all come back, get split up here as they move forward. So yeah, they know each other really well.
That's in all sports. As breaking ball here is popped up in foul territory. Poltar trying to call it off. Miscommunication here between him and Lopez. But Poltar did make the catch for the out, and Robbie Lopez colliding with his catcher. A little bit slow to get up, but looks like he's going to be able to shake it off. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Or, I'm sorry, 4 batters come to the plate there in the top of the first, but no damage as Guerra stranded at first. We will head to the bottom of the first in 1 minute. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Ready to shake up Washington? Listen to pro-Trump conservative Riley Moore.
My life has been about hard work. As a welder in an open pit mine, a state treasure, fighting back when Wall Street came after coal. I'm driven by faith and a love for West Virginia. That's why I've always taken on the establishment and stood up for our rights and values.
Riley Moore is conservative, God-fearing, and a pro-life, pro-gun, pro-wall, pro-Trump Republican running for Congress. He'll fight for our values in Washington. Riley will help seal the border, crack down on the drug trade, and make things in America again. Listen again to Riley Moore.
Look, fighting is hard work. Hard work is how we fight back and win. I'm Riley Moore, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Moore for West Virginia, Inc.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. We'll get into our weather, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Proud to be the owners who just care more. 61 degrees and cloudy. Last night, this game rained out. They pushed it back to today. They had to move it to 4 p.m. to have time to get the field ready. But the problem with that is that rain is kind of in the forecast throughout the rest of the evening. So we'll see if that holds off or not, Trip, but obviously we hope it does.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. Radar looks beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful green skies up there with some yellow in it. So I think that yellow means sunshine, I think, doesn't it?
I hope so.
I'm not sure what the red means.
First inning brought to you by the
fireworks.
Could be. Brought to you by the Brownfield Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, probably serving our area since 1880. And our bottom of the first is brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. First pitch is in there for a strike. Next pitch here from Rutherford misses outside for ball 1. Sicko and Rutherford on the mound here today, and see how he does. Dupree will lead things off. Next pitch, found back.
A 1-2 count here. He took the first one for a strike and a ball away. You know that you look at Washington and it looks, your leadoff guy there looks very familiar to the leadoff guy they had last year, and Cam Moore. So to be able to at least.
The 1-2 is foul tipped into the glove for the strikeout. So Dupree goes down swinging. He even has a similar stance to Moore in a lot of ways.
Well, he's the one you want to learn off of. He did hit for the cycle the other day, day 2, and had 9 RBIs. So, if you're going to mimic your swing after someone, then that would be a good one to do. Him and Colin Reed, they have so many offensive records here, and there's a big part of their success here over the years. And so, but Sven Dupree did a great job leading off. Got caught there by a great pitcher in Cohen Rutherford, but. See it here, a little bit of crowd noise here, but we don't see none of the crowd like we've seen, at the other 3 games that we did in the other section.
Lopez takes this one outside for ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, I would imagine that projected rain probably has something to do with it.
Well, around here, there's a lot more people here than you think. They're in their cars, they're scattered.
Here's a called strike 1.
Rutherford right down the middle. But, yeah, they're more scattered out here. Martinsburg and Hedgeville and Musselman area there. I mean, Martinsburg and Musselman, they're really condensed, in those areas. Here you got the parking lot and the hill.
Lopez will pop this one up towards second, and making the play is Vickers for the out. Yeah, you do have a little bit more options. So there may be more people here than what we just realized by looking around, like you said.
Yeah, the stands there's not a lot of stands here anyway, so to sit here you'd have to be real tight so people spread out and get up on the hill. They have good view from the parking lot out there.
This one misses outside for a ball. 1-0 count here to Connor Smith, another one of those junior Hornets from last season that
sophomore
came up. And, yeah, it's a young team on both sides, so these teams are most likely going to be really battling it out over the next few years. Of course, the sections will be realigned next year with the 4 classification system, so change things a little bit, but Washington and Jefferson aren't going to go away without a fight, as this one's fouled away.
Yeah, it's pretty unheard of to have 3 sophomores batting 1, 2, 3 in your lineup in a section, against Jefferson. And these 3 young men have earned it, and they've played extremely well this year.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here, bottom of the first. Rutherford kicks and deals and misses way outside and high for ball 2.
I think Rutherford reached back and got one for the gun there. See how high he could crank it, and just got away from him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch, again high for ball 3. So Smith has worked it to a full count. Schillenberg, the pitcher, is on deck.
They're trying to climb a ladder on Smith. Maybe that's the book they had on him. They wanted the ball up, see if he'd offer.
The 3-2 misses outside for ball 4, so it's a 2-out walk for Washington and a runner on.
Good at that. He got down early and fought it back and passing it down to Schillenberg here. Make Rutherford throw some pitches. It was a competitive 3-2 pitch. It wasn't far off.
Yeah, no, it was definitely close.
He hit the spot, didn't get it from the umpire.
If that was the call last night, we would have had 5 ejections on that one from all the fans.
Announcing's like baseball, right? Next pitch. Let's move on. Talking about that, and not to bring up the same, since you want to get on that subject, C.L. Baker behind the plate. Jim Offit at first.
I just meant that
Keith Allison at second.
It was a rowdy crowd yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Just swing and a miss for strike two.
C.L. Baker behind the plate, Tim Offit at first. Looks like Keith Allison at second. I'm not sure who's at third. Come down the hill, he's got black glasses on.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Schellenberg will send this into right field. And play is made by Riley Morgan out there in right for the out.
Your Washington Patriots 0.
Led to the second. No score between the two teams. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you're having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
I served 40 years protecting America, and I deployed from the Middle East to Africa. I never thought I'd see our own homeland invaded. Joe Biden opened our borders to Mexican cartels, Chinese fentanyl, and illegals from all over. We're supposed to be a superpower, and we can't stop an invasion on our own soil? Send a war fighter to Congress. I'll stand with President Trump to finish this wall and take our country back. I'm Chris Walker, and I approve this message.
Top of the second inning is brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg, a nice place to do business. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Kyle McLaughlin, our on-site producer. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. Sager will lead things off here, the designated hitter, followed by Roberts and then Smith. So, see how Jefferson does here in the top of the second as both pitchers got through that first inning pretty quickly, Trip.
Yeah, did a great job. This inning's starting a little bit different. See some umbrellas coming out. I stuck my weather finger out there and it's raining. I think it's about 53 degrees out again, and very similar to last night, except instead of being dark, it's daytime.
It's true, but with the clouds, it feels later than what it actually is, I feel like. But next pitch will miss outside here to Sager, so he gets ahead 2-0.
I can't see exactly who all's here, but we do see a little bit of orange and black up there. And so after their long celebratory night, some of them did get up after lunch and come out here to see their possible. Well, one of them's going to be their opponent, so
yeah,
their next opponent.
3-0 count. Here to Sager, trying to draw the leadoff walk for the Cougars. The 3-0 pitch is a called strike one. So 3 balls, 1 strike here to Sager. The next pitch, called strike 2, as Schellenberg has worked it back to a full count.
Can't get my pen to work. Through the pencil.
3-2 misses outside for ball 4, so Sager draws the walk. Here in the second inning, it's a leadoff walk for Jefferson, and
certainly not what you want to do with this team, because they play situational baseball as good as anybody. They're going to bunt and run and try to pick apart your weakness if you have one, if you can exploit it.
And so we'll see how Jefferson plays things here with the 6-hole hitter Brady Roberts at the plate, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike one.
Definitely tell he's Sammy Roberts' brother. Got the flow.
In the same jersey number.
In the same jersey number.
The 0-1 count is fouled away by Roberts, bringing the count to 0-2. Brady, I believe, a junior now, the left fielder.
Crowd's picking up now as we move through. Starting to get some people along the fence here, people coming in. A lot of people probably sitting around waiting to see if this game would even start.
Right, yeah.
But like Colin showed us, there's a lot of green and yellow in the sky, so that's going to be lots of sunshine, look like.
Yeah.
Even
and green.
Might get
green
hot
grass.
with all that orange.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Roberts goes down swinging. And that'll bring Smith to the plate. So that's a big out after you get the leadoff walk. Can't advance a runner. It's
you want to do
tough if you're Jefferson.
Yeah, you want to be competitive out there some way or the other, especially with the leadoff guy on. You want to try to figure out a way to get him over or at least hit behind him or something, great job there by Schellenberg to come up and in on Roberts, get that strikeout.
Throw over not going to be in time as Sager's back in safely.
I'm not sure that was even his B move. I think that was like his C move.
Yeah. Just make sure that he knows that he may throw over as the next pitch from Schellenberger comes in and it's fouled away by Smith.
Cole Smith coming in, been doing the catching here as of late.
Yeah, Spears has had the injury.
Spears had a groin injury, is dressed tonight, so it looks like he's probably available.
Next pitch here, popped up, heading toward the Jefferson dugout, and Poltar makes a great catch on the run against the fence. Sager takes second.
Poltar got caught there talking maybe a little trash to the dugout. And great job by Sager, who all you can do on a foul ball is tag up. You might as well tag up. I mean, you can't advance if it drops. So just go ahead and tag up. And he caught Poltar talking to the dugout a little bit. So
it was a quick tag. He got down there in a hurry.
Yeah, he didn't have much of a lead there, but he throughout these at bats.
As that will bring Vickers to the plate. Ty Vickers, the second baseman. As that's kind of been where Jefferson's had a lot of rotation in their lineup, second base and shortstop, trying to find the right combination. Seems like Vickers and Dominguez has given them good defense, and that's kind of earned the spots in the lineup. Dominguez here in the leadoff spot here today, so obviously feel pretty good about his hitting as well.
Yeah, Dominguez, started off the year, JV, moved up. They moved him around a little bit, in and out of the lineup, giving him opportunity to get his feet wet. And now he's found himself solidly at shortstop in the top of the order here at the end of the year.
Vickers will take this one for ball 4, so it's a 2-out walk here for Jefferson, and will bring Hefner to the plate. This team's been hit with some injuries as well, which has, kind of forced a lot of these guys to step up.
I talked to Coach Lowry there before the game about the injuries. Started the year with Morgan injured. Got an injury to Spears. Cole Lewis was injured as the ball goes in the dirt here to Hefner as Poltar's going to go out and talk to him. But, Cole Lewis hadn't been 100% all year long. He tweaked a muscle in his leg there, and so they have used different personnel to try to get these guys healthy. But you look up and down the lineup today with Spears, dressed, looks like they could be, as healthy as they've been all year. So that's a plus for them. That gives them more depth. Right now, Schellenberg is dealing with a couple walks, a strikeout and a fly out to the catcher, sandwiched between 2 walks.
1-0 pitch here is a called strike 1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike here on Hefner. 2 down, 2 on for the Cougars, and the 1-1. Fouled away by Hefner.
Good pitch there by Schellenberg. Fastball away, forcing Hefner to get out there after it. It's like a 1-2 count. I thought it was 0-2. CL Baker has 1-2 showing.
The 1-2. Called strike 3 as it throws Hefner for the final out of the inning. So Jefferson threatens, leaves 2 on. We'll head to the bottom of the second with the Patriots coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Spring into adventure this month at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg. We have a great selection of new Chevys on our lot, including over 30 new Trailblazers. And right now, you can get a new 2024 Trailblazer with $500 customer cash. Or get a new 2024 Silverado 1500 with up to $11,500 off MSRP. Plus no payments for 90 days on select new 2024 Chevy models. Together, let's drive at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Bottom of the second inning is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Tom McLaughlin, our on-site producer. Dylan Bishop back in the studio. Trip will see the middle of this Washington lineup as it's the 5-6-7 hole due up. Brady, Jamison Earl, and then Josh McCarthy.
Yeah, they're going to, one thing Jefferson was able to do, didn't score that inning, but they got a couple guys on.
Brady hits it hard on the ground towards short. Dominguez comes up throwing. One hop scare, and he can't hold on to it. So Brady will reach base safely.
Yeah, he reached it was a ball, excuse me, got his lights out in the parking lot. He's getting talked to. But anyway, it was a ground ball hit to Dominguez.
Please turn off your lights.
Dominguez.
White Toyota 4Runner in left field. Please turn off your lights. As well as a gray Honda. Please turn off your lights.
So you can hear all that in the background. We got lights up in the parking lot that are could distract the batter. So first free base issued by Jefferson here tonight.
Big swing and a miss here from Jamison Earl.
Excuse me, second free base with the walk.
It'd be the walk in the first, error here. So they're kind of adding up for both teams here early on, but so far neither team has taken advantage as the throw over to first is not in time.
Yeah, the pitchers have shut it down. Right now I have possibly an error on that ball that gets through the middle on Guerra, a walk, even another walk, and then you had the mental mistake by Poltar there to allow Jefferson to take four bases.
Fair as well. One that won't go down in the official stats, but yeah, you're right there.
It didn't come back to haunt him, luckily. But
yeah.
Again, we've seen a lot of emotions this week and sectional week, and Poltar just made a great play over there, of course, so he had lots to celebrate, but there's runners on base.
Right. Only so much celebration you can do. There's a called strike 3. Earl is frozen. A lot of strikeouts here early on as well as these two teams feeling each other out. Earl will go down looking, and Josh McCarthy will come to the plate. Batting here in the 7-hole spot with a runner on first. And one out. Throw over again, just keeping Brady's close down there at first. Cohen Rutherford doing the pitching today for Jefferson.
Call him a transfer from Musselman.
And Rutherford, the righty, misses inside.
We've seen some transfers pitching in this sectional. A lot of them. We've seen DeLauder, we've seen Girardin, we've seen Mason Carter last night, we're seeing Rutherford tonight.
Next pitch is fouled away. Overall, there was a decent amount of transfers, especially in baseball. Well, in all sports, but.
Yep.
We have a lot of schools that are close together. I felt like we kind of knew that would probably happen as there's a swing and a miss for 2 strikes.
The thing about the transfer rule is, I think, is you have to think you're going to get somebody who wants to come over there. The trick is not to lose anybody. Martinsburg didn't lose anybody. They're the one team that didn't lose any, players. I shouldn't use the word lose. Didn't, none transferred out for whatever reason.
Right.
But everyone was able to get a transfer, but not everyone lost.
2-2 count. Yeah, and you have to imagine that's a big reason why they've had such a great season, since you have the chemistry high, obviously, and you had a lot coming back. Anytime a team has a lot coming back, you favor them to do well, and Martinsburg maybe even in some ways has exceeded expectations in terms of being this dominant when you look at their overall record. But still, I think we all expected them to play for the region. But you never know. Again, it's only by a few runs, so it shows how good the competition is.
Again, there's an old saying, the iron sharpens iron. I think that's why these teams come out of here battle tested. I think that's why you see success in the summer with these guys when they play, different places and play Legion and play travel ball. I think they're, and then club teams, stuff like that. I think you see, once they're not beating on each other, what they can do to other teams around the state and the area.
3-2 misses inside for ball 4. So again, a walk leading to a base runner.
Talking about that Martinsburg team. Talk about this Washington team that had that Martinsburg team beat.
Yeah.
And let it get away from us. Martinsburg showed a tremendous amount of grit and comeback, and Washington let one slip away, or they'd be one of the other teams in the state that handed Martinsburg a loss. So we know that they can compete with the best of them.
And that's the thing. Sorry, Tripp, I cut you off there, but
yeah,
that's the thing with Washington. They are 500, so you would say, well, why did they get the 1 seed? But every game they play this season has been pretty close. So it's like even when they lose, they only lose by a few runs.
Yeah, they got the 1 seed by, beating Jefferson down here and making beating some teams pretty good.
Next pitch is swing and a miss for strike 2. So Poltar falls behind 0-2.
I think he was guessing curveball there and let that fastball get by him. So he's got to think fastball and react to anything other than.
Rain coming down pretty steadily here at Washington High School on an 0-2 count.
Yeah, our weather rock is starting to drip a little bit. Tells me it's getting a little wet.
0-2 count. The next pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Poltar goes down swinging, and that will bring Isaiah DeLauder to the plate.
And first, see Coach Lowry come out and make sure he tells his pitcher, what he wants from him. So, not sure. One of the things about Coach Lowry that you'll know is that when you get pitchers and you get guys in scoring position and you get a batter 0-2 or 1-2, that we seen it last night. I talked about it a little bit when Oviedo got ahead of Quinn last night 0-2, that they don't want you don't need to find all the plate right there, get around the heart of the plate. He give a pitch there that maybe Poltar could have handled up. So could be a situation where he's saying, hey, man on second, 2-strike pitch. Let's make him hit our pitch, not give him too much of the plate there. Let's remember that and that type of thing. Or it could just be a mechanics thing. He's seeing something there.
Pitch here from Rutherford is fouled away by DeLauder. I don't know too many pitchers, though, that come out after a strikeout. So I think that's
there's something
kind of unique with Lowry.
It's the approach. I mean, it's what he wants in that count. A lot of times, I believe it's what we've learned from him in the past and this season.
The 0-1 gets away from the catcher Smith, and that allows the runners to both move into scoring position now, as runners on third and second for Washington on a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the second inning, with DeLauder, the 9-hole hitter, at the plate.
Yeah, that could hurt a little bit, as like you say, it moved him up, moved the runner within 90 feet. So any little error, any ball that gets away now can get Washington on the board. Anytime you get a man on third, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. For Jefferson, though, there is 2 outs.
1-1 pitch, poked, foul down that first base line. And DeLauder's a guy that's been up higher in this lineup at times. They've now moved him down to the 9 spot. But 1 through 9 is guys that have all contributed to this offense throughout the season at different times. So
You have to wonder a little bit with this rain coming down with this field that was already soaked and worked on this morning, how well that pitcher's mound will hold up in the batter's box.
Another one fouled away.
And, can Rutherford keep his footing out there? Can the batters keep their footing in the box? And the rain is the worst on the pitcher by far. Secondly, I would think it's on, a fielder after a ground ball and the ball gets wet, and you can't just stop and dry it off. You have to make the play with the wet baseball.
The 1-2 is a little bit low and outside for ball 2. So count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runners on second and third for Washington as they try to break through here in the bottom of the second inning between Washington and Jefferson. Cohen Rutherford looks into his catcher Smith and delivers the next pitch. It's hit on the ground toward first. Guerra gets to it cleanly. Will toss it underhand to Rutherford, who will step on the bag for the final out of the inning. So Washington gets 2 in scoring position, but Jefferson gets out of it. We'll head to the third. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
Can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Back here to Washington. Jefferson, Washington playing here in the sectional. If Jefferson wins, they're the sectional champions, and they'll take on Martinsburg in the regional title. Washington trying to force another game between the Cougars and the Patriots. Our top of the third inning is brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. No score here between Jefferson and Washington. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Trip, we're going to see back to the top of the order for Jefferson, Dominguez, Morgan, and Guerra, second time through the order.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have batted 9 here in the first 2 innings, and neither have been able to break through. Washington threatening with the man on third, but other than that, they have pretty much, just mirrored each other, and both starting pitchers have minimized any damage and cut down on any possible opportunities for each to score.
It's a 1-0 count to Dominguez, and the next pitch misses low and outside for ball 2. So Dominguez gets ahead here 2-0. He grounded out to second his first time up, and the next one is a called strike 1, 2 balls and a strike.
It's bad the cameras aren't facing back to us when we come back from break, as Nick is really showing off some moves on that DJ Lopez up top, isn't he?
2 balls, 2 strikes here.
Maybe he's just trying to stay warm, but looks sort of like a dance move to me.
Ball
if you can imagine Nick dancing, then definitely it looked like him. I think he was doing the sprinkler.
That's what I'm known for, I've heard, but 3 balls, 2 strikes here.
Dominguez is going to call timeout here and reset.
Three-two count. Third inning. Dominguez takes this next pitch and sends it into right field, but making the play on the run is Jamison Earl for the first out. So Dominguez is 0 for 2, and Riley Morgan will come to the plate. Morgan rounded out to short last time.
We had a great game last night, and this is shaping up to be one as well. But, the rain and the weather, it just seems to take some of the atmosphere out of these games and keeps people quiet and subdued. And, it's kind of hard to get really fired up.
This one hit on the ground again toward Hugh, the shortstop, but he bobbles it, and it's an error.
I mean, the third baseman, Robbie's got to take that. I mean, I'm not sure why I'd give away. He had the angle. Robbie seems to kind of let it get through. I thought maybe he'd get a glove on it, but it should get over to Trace Huff.
That's Hugh, according to Game Changer and according to the roster I was handed.
It's Huff.
Yeah.
But it's Huff spelled H-O-U-G-H, right?
That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to come down here and get a hold of him, but his name's Trace Huff. He's a freshman. He's going to be joining the summer team this year. That's kind of how I know.
All right. Well, my bad then.
Yeah. Well, I got a telephone call the other night that I didn't from a good buddy Ronnie Crockett about the Stefanko. So we just call it like we just sound it out, don't we? We're just sounding it out here.
Well, this one misses low for a ball. 2-0 count.
Trace Huff coming on from the JV team all the way up here to the end of the year, very much like Dominguez, starting shortstop. 2 freshmen starting shortstop over in this section.
They're over, not in time there.
Guerra, who's got what maybe, depending on how you would score it, a base hit as the ball got through up the middle and under Huff's glove as he made an attempt to come across.
Called strike 1 there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Rain continues to fall. Umbrellas out, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, not as bad as times yesterday. As Guerra gives this one a ride to deep left field, and it is out of here. A 2-run home run for Surf Guerra, and that puts Jefferson on the board and first team to score here, 2-0. Cougars on top with the Guerra homer.
The misplayed ball on Morgan cost the Patriots there as the ball was elevated by Schillenberg, and you can't do that with the power hitting Surf Guerra up the bat, and he make you pay if you make a mistake. He made a mistake there, leaving the ball up and over the plate, and Guerra sent it. I think if it didn't go over the scoreboard, it went close, didn't it, or we go in front of it?
It took the scoreboard out because it went out for a second there. So maybe it hit it.
It was close to it for sure.
But it's back now. And with 1 gone in the inning, Schillenberg will have to restart here. Alex Danner hitting for the Cougars. Flew out behind the plate the last time.
We talked about Dominguez and Huff. We used the word freshman again with Guerra, who hits the home run to give Jefferson the lead here. We're to a point now in the game where if it somehow or another would get suspended, it would pick up, right where it left off. So all this will stand should a downpour come.
That's good.
We're going to get a timeout here as we're going to. Coach Earl's going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Cooper Schillenberg.
Yeah, it seems like a good time in a 2-1 count after a home run to come out, try to calm down your pitcher. Schillenberg, prior to that point, had only given up 1 hit. It was kind of a 50-50 if you would call it a hit or not, with a possible error even. So he's been good for the most part, but obviously
he made a mistake there and left that ball up. And the first mistake was the miscommunication between Robbie Lopez and Trace Huff. There's Lopez let it get to Huff, and I think it kind of surprised him. And they allowed Morgan to get on, and then from there, Surf Guerra took over.
Right.
Launched a pitch that stayed up in the zone.
But even the possible hit that he gave up to Guerra earlier could possibly not be considered a hit, depending on how you want to roll it. This one hit on the ground toward third. Lopez bobbles it, now comes up throwing. Tough stretch for Smith, but he can't keep a foot on the bag, and that allows Danner to beat it out.
Yeah. Robbie did a great job of just swallowing it up, but then the throw pulled him. So the throw's on the line. I believe they get him. So we think Washington's going to give up another error there. So at the moment, the defense is kind of letting down Schillenberg a bit, but a lot of game to go.
Yeah, only the third inning here between Washington and Jefferson. And here's a breaking ball called strike one to Sager.
You can't knock the effort over there by Connor Smith as he stretched as far as he could.
Yeah. As there's a foul tip from Sager. Wind's starting to pick up now as the clouds get darker and the rain kind of has gone away, or maybe just barely raining out there, but this one hit on the ground and with the runner in motion allows that one to get through into right center field. They're going to wave Danner around the plate. The throw from Smith was in time. The tag applied, and he's out at home. Throw down to second, gets away from Huff, but run comes in to score with run trying to come home to score for Danner, but thrown out at the plate, so no harm done to Washington. Runner does move up to second with 2 gone here in the inning.
Yeah, if it wasn't a hit-and-run situation, I think Dupree turns a double play there because it's right at his spot. Great hit and run, great job of hitting the baseball where people weren't, and Sager did a great job of hitting behind the runner there in that hole. But anyway, he gets out into center field. The rain slowed the ball up a little bit, and as Danner come around third, Coach John Lowry sent him, trying to maybe steal a run, catch him off guard, but great relays from Smith to Poltar got him.
This one fouled away by Roberts.
But that allowed the Sager to move up during all that, and the throw went back down. It went back into the outfield, so, we've seen some of these teams uncharacteristically throw it around, but, again, when you put pressure on, young guys and with their backs against the wall, sometimes they'll impress you and sometimes they'll amaze you. And other times you'll wonder, what they were thinking.
Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Roberts goes down swinging to end the inning, but Jefferson does strike for 2 on the Guerra home run. Second strikeout of the night for Roberts. We head to the bottom of the third between Jefferson and Washington. It's 2-0 Cougars. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Back here to Washington High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, trips open as we head to the bottom of the third, which is brought to you by the team at Century 21, Modern Really Results. If you're looking for a home in the Tri-State, they have you covered. Trip, a play at the plate. Kind of the story of that Musselman Hedgesville game. He had a few plays at the plate that end up coming back and hurting Musselman. We'll see if it hurts Jefferson here. As Alex Danner tagged out at home last half inning.
When you talk to Coach John Lowry, he'll tell you that that ball gets to the outfield and there's got to be 2 throws made. He's taking that chance against, high school outfielders.
This one hit on the ground by Dupree. Dominguez gets to it in a hurry and throws the first in time for the out.
So, he feels that, the percentages are in his favor there, especially with the wet baseball. Take a shot there. Sometimes you don't get too many shots. And, let's face it, after he'd rather taken that chance. Roberts comes back and struck out. So, he did, maybe he felt that was his best chance at the moment.
Yeah, breaking ball here. Called for strike 1, and, it's a tough decision you got to make on the fly. You can't really hesitate on it. So
he's aggressive. He's an aggressive third base coach.
Some misses outside for a ball.
And he'll tell you that he knows if Washington makes 2 good throws there, they get him. But he's betting on the fact that the wet baseball and the pressure put on the defense is that they'll maybe make a mistake.
1-1 count, fouled away. It was, even Danner got a pretty good slide in. Possibly could have even avoided that tag. So, and give credit to Poltar on the tag as well.
Yeah, Poltar, one of the better defensive catchers in the area. I've seen him catch defensively. He's top notch. So once he got the ball in his hand, he's going to go out there and he's going to be a dog and get dirty with them. And he's not afraid of contact.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Lopez goes down swinging. Rutherford's starting to settle in, or he's been settled in so far, but strikeout pitch working for him as well. That's his 4th strikeout.
With the impending weather, understand that if we get to the bottom, get through the bottom of the 5th, this game could be in weather shortened. So It's important to not think you have that many innings. You got to strike now. With the top of your order here. But great job by Rutherford to get the first 2. Collins says that the weather rock is drying off a little bit.
This one.
And by weather rock, we mean top of Collins' head.
I was wondering what that meant exactly.
Yeah.
2-0 count. Next pitch to Smith, misses inside for ball 3. Smith drew a walk last time with 2 outs and put some pressure on the Jefferson defense, but fly out to right-ended. And he shot at some runs there. Smith will take this one for a called strike. Hasn't seen a whole lot of strikes so far, as he's been able to work his way on, as I mentioned with the walk earlier. He got ahead here 3-0. This one hits the zone for strike 2, so Smith now back in a battle on a full count pitch. 3-2 with 2 down. 3rd inning, bottom of the 3rd between Jefferson and Washington. A pitch here from Rutherford is fouled away, straight back and out of play.
Excuse me, Connor Smith give Washington the 1-run lead in the first game in the first inning with a home run off of Riley Morgan. So 2 home runs hit in this series, one by a freshman, one by a sophomore off of, very good varsity pitching.
Rutherford's next pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike 3, another one for Cohen Rutherford, back-to-back to end the 3rd. Into the 4th, it's 2-0 Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Back here to Washington High School. Our top half of the 4th inning is brought to you by the Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Dibben. Kyle McLaughlin, our on-site producer. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop and Trip as we head here to the top of the 4th. Besides one pitch, it's been pretty much a pitcher's duel so far, which is what we've grown to expect in sectional and regional play, with most teams, being pretty fresh with their pitchers and able to line up the guys for the matchups that they want.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a couple of times, a few times in regular season where the EPAC games got a little out of hand and one of the teams would get a runaway win, but we haven't seen that at all yet in the sectional play against any of the top 3 seeds here, and in either section is even a 2-0 game, with Hampshire the day before yesterday with Washington. So even Hampshire getting in on that after they had an off year and was beaten pretty handily by Jefferson, they rebound back to give Washington a heck of a game.
Jefferson did beat Washington 8-3 in their first matchup. That has been the biggest difference between those top seeds, as you mentioned. And in terms of games that we've been in, I believe 5 runs is the most we've seen, so not a whole lot. 0-2 count here on leadoff hitter for this inning for Jefferson, Smith, the catcher. Pitch misses outside. Smith, Vickers, Hefner, 7, 8, 9 guys due up for Jefferson after the 2-run home run. The difference right now from Surf Guerra is this one. This is low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Smith, the catcher.
It's kind of quiet. Both teams are starting to cheer a little bit as we start to get deeper into the game. They're starting to wake up a bit.
I mean, obviously, we're expecting to play a game on a Friday night. Then you end up playing Saturday afternoon. This game was originally scheduled for 1, as this one's fouled down the third base line, but they pushed it back to 4 due to the fact that they had to work on the field. It rained a ton on Thursday, rained a ton on Friday, so.
Didn't affect the Martinsburg game much because of the turf.
Right. And from my understanding, the outfield was in pretty good shape, even though it had rained that much. So,
it with that quarry being back there, and still the field has been leveled, but still has a drop out there to drain pretty well. So it does take rain well. Unlike here, that it's kind of built here on a little more solid down in a hole where the rain gathers. So they struggle to get the rain to get away from the field, and so. Tremendous amount of work put into this field every time, there's rain.
2-2 pitch.
Kudos to those who do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's been, I know what it takes to work on fields, and it's back-breaking and big. Walked him.
Just barely, but did walk Smith here to lead off the inning.
But I know what it takes to get a field ready, for years, until I was able to, play on a field with some turf there at Martinsburg. Every field up to that point was, every time it rained a little bit or anything, it's just a tremendous amount of work, and my hats off to everybody who does that.
Yeah. Even just like lining a field, if you don't have rain, takes some work to get the field ready in between games. So,
and you work basketball coaches flip on the lights.
There's a bunt down the line, and it's a well-executed bunt by Vickers, but a good defensive play from Robbie Lopez as well to get to that ball and make the throw in time. So 1 out here in the inning, but Vickers does advance the runner over, and they'll bring Hefner to the plate.
Who's running for the catcher? Sorry about that.
I did not see exactly.
I couldn't see the number when he come across.
Now batting.
I didn't hear an announcement, but I might have just missed it. Healy's going to pinch hit here for Hefner.
Healy for Hefner. Liam Healy at some point at times during the season was the leadoff. So sophomore, left-hander.
Things definitely tend to move around quite a bit in this Jefferson lineup as there's a called strike and.
Yeah, he said in his pregame that.
This one's fouled away.
That earlier in the year they were trying to figure out all their parts and how they fit together. Looks like number 1.
Yeah, so that would be
Jet
Gross. Yeah,
like Jet Gross out there running. So yeah, he said he had a lot of parts. He's trying to figure out how they all work together in this puzzle that we call sectional baseball.
0-2 count to Healy is hit hard out towards center, but making the play on the run is McCarthy. Gross unable to advance. So there's 2 down here in the inning, but do get back to the top of the order with a runner in scoring position if you're Jefferson.
Now batting, number 47, Diane Dominguez.
Catcher's going to go out and talk. We'll get back to the top of the order. Going to talk to Schillenberg a little bit as Nick continues to dance between innings here.
Well, we're not between innings here. We're between
batters.
I just figured I'd bring the people some extra entertainment.
Well, I mean, I didn't know you could bring your own playlist. I would have brought mine. Like Sugar Hill Gang and stuff.
Is that what you listened to? This one's fouled away by Dominguez. 0-1 count with 2 down.
Morgan on deck, a dangerous hitter. Speed at the plate, speed on the bases. Anything in the infield that's hit slow across that grass that's wet, it's going to be problems.
Next pitch, breaking ball, misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike as the rain picks up here at Washington.
Schoenberg slipped a little bit there. Maybe time to get a little turfus on those areas.
Next pitch is fouled away by Dominguez.
I think definitely the rain benefits the hitting, hurts the fielding team way more, than the offensive team. I mean, they got to swing the bat and run the bases, of course, but a lot to do out there in pitching and catching and throwing in a wet baseball.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a drop third strike. They'll tag Dominguez for the final out of the inning. So Jefferson goes down quietly.
You don't have to field it if they strike him out. So.
That's true. That definitely helps. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Cougars. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Are you ready to flip into fun? Introducing Flip and Cheer Gymnastics, where parties, classes, and camps come alive with glow lights and non-stop action. Our professional party planner will work with you to design a dream party for your child. Book your party today and get ready for a high-energy celebration that will leave your guests beaming. And don't forget our classes and camps, where our expert coaches will help your child tumble, flip, and soar to new heights. Flip and Cheer Gymnastics, where every day is a chance to shine.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School, bottom of the 4th between Jefferson and Washington. Rain picking up. Possibility of a delay here with the rain picking up, but bottom of the 4th inning. Like you said, Tripp, we only need to get through one more for it to be an official game. So if you're Washington, it's really important to lock in here and try to rally because they could call it after 5. This one hit on the ground toward second. Vickers will come up and throw to Guerra for the out. So quick 1 pitch, 1 away here for Washington Schillenberg.
Yeah, I mean, this weather is going to move through. Unfortunately, it's going to be according to the radar, it's going to be a heavy band of yellow there as we're just into it now, but we're starting to get on the backside of that, showing by about 6 o'clock that it could calm down a little bit. But that hour of rain, I don't think this field can take it.
No, probably not. Bottom of the 4th brought to you by Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up. Buttercup as 0-1 count. Misses low for ball 1.
Washington has Coach Jay Earl on third and I believe Ryan McCarthy on first with the absence of JT DeSarno.
This pitch lined toward the shortstop Dominguez, who gets to it in the hole, throws the first. Great stretch by Guerra. In time for the out. Wow. Great play defensively on both ends.
Yeah, great play there. Brady got on base the last time on the E6 on a slow roll. This time, Dominguez goes to his back. He makes a heck of a play. And then on the other end, you get another top 10 play out of Guerra, who's been big in this game so far.
It's 2 freshmen, right?
2 freshmen.
At this point, though, they're almost sophomores. So.
Yeah, they're battle tested now. So, we talk about it, though, at the end of the day. Once you get to this level, it's just the 9 best players or, your best players that make the team, 9 or 10, 11 of them that play here in the sectionals. You figure out your pecking order, and they've certainly earned that.
Pitch here to Earl is fouled away. Jamison Earl striking out, looking his first time up. Rain really coming down here in Washington, or in Charlestown, at Washington High School.
Everybody's getting soaked out there now.
Colin might get wet. This one misses inside for a ball. 2-1 count.
Everybody's at home, nice and snuggled in, staying warm, watching this, I'm sure, on the couch.
That one is a swing and miss from Earl. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's not the worst weather game we've had this season.
No, there's no wind yet.
Yeah, not as bad as Spring Mills. As this one lined into center field, and making the play is, I believe, Hefner back in there, but it could be Healy out there in center.
It looks like Hefner.
Yeah, Hefner back in. Making the play, we'll head to the 5th. It's 2-0 Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and 210.
I am Dr. Joseph DeSoto, a lifetime religious conservative, physician, and veteran running for the 91st Delegate District. I am pro-life, anti-woke, pro-gun, and anti-tax. For the past 30 years, I have written in this community over 200 conservative articles standing up against the woke agenda and for our values, and have not taken a penny from special interests. I will continue to fight for you and follow the teachings of the Bible, paid for by Conservatives for a Better America.
I'm Kent Leonhardt, your Commissioner of Agriculture for the great state of West Virginia, and I'm here at the New River Gorge trying to make sure people understand the importance of what the Department of Agriculture does. West Virginia is the only state in the Chesapeake Bay region that's meeting the 2025 restoration goals. We want to make sure that we continue to have the clean waters and the beautiful forests that make West Virginia tourism so popular. I'm Kent Leonhardt, and I'm asking for your vote in the May primary of 2024.
We welcome you back here to Washington High School. 2-0 Jefferson as we enter the 5th inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Kyle McLaughlin, our on-site producer. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. As 5th inning, top of the 5th, brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality, design, and craftsmanship. Located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. Trip, Jefferson coming back to the plate. It's a good spot in the order. Riley Morgan, 2-3-4 hitters due up. Morgan's 0 for 2, so yeah, he's probably due here.
Yeah, but he did a reach, and he was on base to score that first run on that home run by Guerra. So, see if he can get on here for Guerra again as the rain pours down. And Dylan Bishop back at the studio. Probably got his feet up on the desk, smiling as we sit out here and working hard for the community here. Get this game in.
1-1 count. Called strike.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Is it ever going to stop raining around here? It's been raining for like 4 straight days.
Nope. Doesn't look good here for the next hour.
1-2. Morgan fouls it away.
I'm sure Dylan Bishop's much like we have a big supporter. You let me know that he listens to us all the time. Nevin Kilmer, he just really enjoys listening to us as he's probably sitting at a restaurant somewhere. Food critic that he is, listening to us on his phone. He might, he's technologically, inclined. He probably has a big old iPad out there watching it somewhere.
You have to have tech skills to use an iPad, Trip. It's just a big phone, really.
Yeah, well, Nevin's that was kind of sarcastic.
I got you.
Facebook as far as it goes for him and I.
Fair enough. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I thought for a second we were going to see the delay, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, this also, too. It's getting kind of ugly out there. You got 2-2 count here to Morgan with Guerra on deck. Dangerous pitcher.
Checking on the mound, maybe, see how safe it is to throw off it. It looked like Schoenberg might have slipped there on his delivery, but Morgan sends it into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, that's a dagger there for Morgan. Jefferson's in a kind of a catch-22.
That's the dagger for the delay. You saw Schoenberg kind of slip on that last release. And
I was going to say, Jefferson's in sort of a catch-22 as we thought, if they could try to get out quickly here. You don't never want to do that, try to get out, but if they would have, then they possibly got a chance to get, Washington out in the bottom of the fifth and been a complete game, but instead we've only been 4 complete. And here comes the Tarps as Washington's going to try to maybe cover things up.
Let's take a break, Dylan. Make it like just go to some alternative programming so Colin and I can try to get some cameras under the cover here and make sure our equipment stays safe. But we'll hopefully be back with more baseball. But like Tripp said, it's possible that rain will continue for the next hour or so. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have hopefully more high school baseball. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. 2-0 Jefferson over Washington.
My wife said it.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Are you ready to flip into fun? Introducing Flip and Cheer Gymnastics, where parties, classes, and camps come alive with glow lights and non-stop action. Our professional party planner will work with you to design a dream party for your child. Book your party today and get ready for a high-energy celebration that will leave your guests beaming. And don't forget our classes and camps, where our expert coaches will help your child tumble, flip, and soar to new heights. Flip and Cheer Gymnastics, where every day is a chance to shine.
Summer starts here at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. We've got a great selection of your favorite Toyota models on our lot with over 80 new vehicles in stock. Right now, get up to $3,000 off MSRP on a new 2024 Camry. Or check out a new 2024 Tundra and get up to $4,500 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at cmastoyotaofmartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.